All right. Here we go with the Kia Knicks postgame show. Alec Burks, 27 points tonight, 15 in the fourth quarter. Julius Randle, only 13 points in the game. Only 4 points in the fourth quarter, but 2 huge baseline jumpers. And the Knicks come back to beat the Wizards tonight, 106 to 102. What a win. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito, along with Wally Zerbiak. Alan Hahn in his home studio. Wally, the Knicks were down by 17 points with about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then they erupt in the fourth quarter for 39 points. Who saw this coming?
This has got to be up there with one of their best wins of the year. Because it came on a back-to-back against the same team, you could see that Washington was a completely different team with a totally different mentality tonight. They wanted to take Randle completely out of the game. Randle got thigh contusion, it looked like, when he got, kneed early on in the first half. But then the Knicks bench just exploded. Emmanuel quickly loves playing when the team is behind. They were down 17 points. He never counts his team out. He helped carry the team back. Alec Burks playing like a superstar, when he gets the opportunity to have the offense run through him, made every big shot down the stretch of the game. And how about Beal? Beal wanted no part of the physicality of the Knicks. He was like, nope, I'm going to just yell at the refs all night long. I don't want to get bonked around by the Knicks defense. I mean, the Knicks defense is making teams uncomfortable. It's like the Knicks of the 90s. It's like the Miami Heat teams. They are no fun to play against. And if you're a star player, you don't like lacing them up against a team that's going to whack you around and give you nothing easy. Knicks grinded this one out. What a win.
90s Knicks reference, everybody take a drink. I mean, that's what we talk about with this defense. But look, let's also point out, R.J. Barrett at the age of 20, a bit of a coming-of-age game for him because your star player just didn't have it, hurt his thigh early in the game. You could just see Julius wasn't comfortable. Someone had to step up and carry this team. R.J. Barrett, the youngest player on the team, did that. I marveled at how tough he played in this game, how resilient he was. Miss after miss early on didn't matter. As Mike Breen said, he's got that poker face. You never really know what's going on inside his head, but you just see this guy working every single play and kept going and kept going. He helped. He dragged this team back into the game. And also point out, Taj Gibson. He steps into the lineup today because of the injury to Nerlens Noel, and he finished the game. He played tough inside, made some big baskets, and had some big defensive stops. This was the epitome of this team, a resilient bunch that you got to make sure you finish them like Mortal Kombat. Finish him. They couldn't do it. The Knicks kept fighting back, and they get a really big win when you consider what the schedule has coming up over the next couple of games.
And after 3 quarters, the Knicks were shooting 30%. In the first half, they were 1 of 14 from downtown. It's worth pointing out here, guys, Russell Westbrook in the 2 games against the Knicks shoots 6 for 29. Bradley Beal in the 2 games goes 14 for 38. Westbrook tonight had 8 turnovers.
Han,
I don't mean to laugh, but
this stat line, Han, you have to look this up, has never happened in the history of basketball. 3 for 15.
Westbrook.
0 for 5. This is Westbrook. 0 for 5 from 3. Cannot make a shot to save his life. I mean, his jumper is completely lost. He completely lost his jump shot. 18 rebounds, 9 assists, 6 fouls, 2 steals, 8 turnovers, and 4 blocks. I mean, that's
a triple-double.
Craziest line ever. I mean, this guy is a wrecking machine on the basketball floor.
And the way he fouls,
by the way, he fouls. He hits you so hard, he's like,
Man. Well, you know what, though? He also played 40 minutes, so Scotty Brooks he had to see something that he liked because he kept putting him out there. But, and never mind about him. Again, just the effort that the Knicks gave you in this game. 39 fourth quarter points. That's something I looked up. The last time the Knicks scored at least 39 points in a fourth quarter of a game that mattered, you have to go back to November of 2016, the last time they scored at least 39 or more points in a game. But go back to 2012, the last time they scored over 39 points in the fourth quarter and won the game. That's rare to do that in a fourth quarter of any game, blowout or not. And they did it to come back to get a win.
Especially given how they were playing on offense up until the fourth quarter. That's
right.
what makes this such an improbable win.
Oh, it was incredible. And it was just all sparked by Alec Burks. I mean, he just started to go off on his own personal run. That 3 cut it to 3, 82-79. And then Burks again off the screen. By the way, Taj Gibson's screens were unbelievable. That was the and one terrible foul by Alex Len. That cut the lead to
How about this
one,
play?
86,
How about this
85.
finish?
Yeah. I mean, Bradley Beal was just trying to not let him even get the ball up to the basket. But the and one by Barrett ties the game at 91. Then the three by Quickly puts the Knicks up 94-91. Then Randall comes into the game. And how about this shot? I mean, remember Carmelo Anthony used to do this all the time? He's like falling out of bounds, floats it up, nothing but net. Barely hits the net, let alone the rim. That gives the Knicks a 5-point lead, and then Burks off another great screen from Taj Gibson knocks down that jumper 98-92, and then the Knicks made their free throws. I mean, Washington knocked down some heroic threes down the stretch of the game. If the Knicks don't make their free throws, they don't ice this one the way they did. Impressive win the way they played in the fourth quarter.
The Knicks have not been doing well from the line up until crunch time. You know, after 3 quarters, they were 20 of 29 from the line.
Well, you got to get the right guys shooting.
Right.
You know?
Right. All right, Alan, how about, I mean, Alec Burks, you talk about a value signing. You guys ready to talk about Alec Burks?
Just saying.
Nerlens Noel out. He was a value signing.
Those little passive-aggressive remarks.
Alan, how about getting the value from Alec Burks? You get a 1-year deal from him, and what an amazing contribution. This is his 4th straight game now with at least 20 points.
Right, and 27 points that he had in this game, and you needed every single one of them. And he's just a smooth player. That's what he is. And you try to figure out, should he be a starter? Should he not? I think he's perfect as a player off the bench. They have used him at times in the starting lineup when necessary. They've asked him to play point guard at times. He's done that. That's how versatile he is. We don't talk about his defense, by the way, but he's actually a good defender, a very capable defender, but he can shoot the three, he can create, he can score, and I just think he's ready-made as a scorer off the bench. That's certainly what he provided in this game, and you're right. You think about it, it's 4 straight games over 20. He's had 19, 21, 20, 20, and now 27 points. Obviously, this team needs that kind of offense. And it is, again, like you said, Bill, so remarkable how they started this game. They couldn't make a shot, couldn't throw it in the ocean, no rhythm, no anything. And then he gets into a rhythm. Everyone feeds off it. R.J. Barrett keeps playing strong. And they end up, again, getting over 100 points and winning the game somehow, some way. It's great to see. Yeah,
no, he was tremendous. And you mentioned his defense. His defense is really good. I mean, he was a big reason why Beal struggled in these 2 games, because when he starts getting hot on the offensive end of the floor, that makes Beal defend. That makes Westbrook defend. And those guys don't like running through screens, especially Taj Gibson is lighting people up with good, solid, legal screens. So, I mean, Alec Burks on both ends of the floor was key, the way they were able to bottle up those 2 guards.
Reggie Bullock didn't play because of the sprained ankle, needed more minutes from Burks, and he came through again. 27 points for him, by the way, a season high for Alec Burks.